Okay, I'm Zoe Deutsch. I play Rose Hathaway.
I'm Lucy Fry. I play Lisa Dragomir.
I'm Sammy Gale. I play Mia Rinaldi.
I'm Dominic Sherwood and I play Christian Ozera. I feel like you didn't really need to differentiate.
Just to be sure.
So is that your first time seeing the new trailer or the new sizzle reel?
It was from, yeah.
It was
yeah.
for me too.
I think it's a lot different than the last one. What did you guys think?
I loved it. It was really exciting. I think that it really showed the difference, all the different elements cut together really well, like the humor and the action and the comedy and the romance. You can kind of see how it works, because when you read the script and you have so many different layers in terms of so many elements to the script, it's hard to imagine how it's going to fit. And I think in that you can really see the way that it fits so well.
Have you guys read the books? Were you familiar with the series when you were cast?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a big fan base for the books, and obviously, as you guys probably have already found out, fans can sometimes be very opinionated when it comes to movie adaptations of their books. Have you guys had to deal with that already? Or are you worried about how fans are going to react to,
I've had little bits, like nothing too... The only thing that I've really had is my eyes are different colours, and Christian,
really cool.
yeah.
Everyone thinks that's really attractive.
I know,
Yeah.
but
He loves to do this whole pity party thing where he's like, for me, my eyes are awesome.
Yeah, it's literally the coolest thing ever.
the only things that I've had from is because in the books Christian has blue eyes, so and it's written in quite significantly. I've got one. I'm at least halfway there, so it's, but that's all I've had. So
The fans were really upset that I didn't have big boobs. That was a huge issue for them. Hopefully they can get over it, but that was like a genuine problem that people had.
God.
It was like, she's not curvy. That was their way of telling me. But I'll have them know. It's sort of the situation now.
You show them.
I think...
What? Objectified. I don't know.
I think for me, with my hair, Mia's character has blonde, long ringlets and blue eyes, and me, I do not have I do not have long ringlets, nor do I have long hair, nor do I have blue eyes. But I think once sort of the poster came out, people saw me as Mia, we've had a pretty positive reaction, so that's been nice. But there was definitely at first some, what is she going to look like? What are you going to do? She doesn't have long hair.
Right. I know what it's like for when you read a book and you get a really specific idea in your head of what it's going to be like, and everyone's idea is going to be different, so there's absolutely no way that it's ever going to match your imagination, and it's so hard to let that go, because once you see the film, you see the character as the actor, and it's always hard at first to make that transition and let the actor kind of take on your character that you've created in your head. So I don't think anyone's going to be happy and that they won't see what they imagine, but you have to just be open-minded and be ready for something new.
Can you each talk about what you like about the character that you're playing? And can you also talk about, tell us if there was a different character that, since you're familiar with the books, that you would have been interested in playing?
Sure. I want to play Dimitri.
I was exactly the same. I would have said that too.
I'll second that.
Yeah, I think everyone would. I think, but as well,
I
because
don't
we've
want
all
to play Dimitri, I
met.
want to be Danila.
Yeah. Because we've all met Danila, I think, playing Dimitri and being in Danila's shoes, even just for like 30 seconds of my entire life, would be amazing. It's such a human being.
Yeah. I think the thing that the question was, what do I love about the character I play? Is that correct?
Yes.
I think there are many facets to the character that I appreciate and love and respect about Rose. One would be that her fighting skills are basically as brutal as her sense of humor. She's someone who uses humor as a means of survival, which I think is also incorporated into the book, but also strongly in the movie. Now, I love that she knows what she wants, and that she will get it. No stopping her. And I love that she's loyal. And I think it's a really nice message for young teenage girls to send out, that friendship means that much. She would do anything for us. And I respect that.
The fight choreography. A little bit about the training process. And,
well, do you guys want to say something? Do you want to answer the question too? Everyone answer the question. I just wanted to make sure we did that.
What I loved about Lissa is again, same with Lissa and Rose, that their friendship comes first in everything. Of course, they have their amazing romances, and that's really exciting and wonderful. But the fact that the friendship is the key to the whole story is a really great message, because when you're a teenager, your friends are what really matter. And Lissa, as a not a human, but as a vampire, she is so sensitive and loving, and I love the way that she takes everything in and lets herself be affected by everything around her. And I think her vulnerability and the way that she is, so absorbent of everything is really lovely, and I really enjoyed playing that.
I think for me with Mia, what I really admired most about her was that, underneath this sort of shield that she puts up of being this manipulative, bratty, mean girl, she's really just an insecure girl who's trying to find herself, and I think that's something that's really relatable for all teenagers. I feel for me, growing up as a teenager, I just think that a lot of us are, a little bit lost in trying to find ourselves, and I like that she can, even though she's mean, I think people can relate to her by seeing that she's just unfortunately insecure, and she'll hopefully overcome that.
Yeah, actually I feel a kind of similar sort of thing towards Christian, in a weird way, that he has his kind of sarcasm, and he has his sardonic nature that is very much a mask for kind of the pain that he's feeling, for how degraded he was in school, and all of the things that happened with his parents and so on. I feel it's a similar sort of thing with Mia and with her character, with Sammy and her character. That it is one of those things that's like, when you're a teenager, you do have to put up certain walls that kind of defend you from like what can be very mean-spirited and very effective when you're young and you're growing. So I admire the fact that he kind of finds Lissa and a kindred spirit in Lissa, and manages to kind of overcome it and open up for the first time.
Sorry. Now let's get to fights. Fight choreography.
Yeah.
Process of training. Mishaps on set with it as well. Who's the best fighter?
Well, that's not one question. I have a really bad memory. So, okay. I trained for about the week after I was cast. I started training, gym training, because I'm not necessarily a what one would call buff person. I began training very early on in the process, even prior to getting something done in the script. I was in the gym at least 3 hours a day until I went to London, and then in London for 2 weeks I had stunt choreography. I only had 2 weeks to learn most of the fights, which was relatively stressful, but I think that was, in my opinion, the most important time of the entire shoot, was the 2 weeks I had prior to learn. The stunt team, stunt choreographer, and the stunt team are so wonderful and professional and helpful and kind and brilliant. So I felt very lucky to be in such hands. Who's the best fighter?
Zoe.
Yeah, I'm not. I wish. But in my opinion, I think the best fighter, the one who looks the most badass, would perhaps be Dominique. Not him.
Yeah.
Dominique. Who's a professional dancer. So she would pull out these moves, and I'd just be like, what? How do you do that? How did she lift her leg like that? So I think she was incredible, and she's only in one sequence, I believe.
So inevitably, there are going to be comparisons to a certain other very popular vampire franchise.
You don't speak the name.
I think there's something to be said about the fact that it was so successful. There must be something wonderful about it, and I don't put down that movie at all.
No?
Yeah,
No.
it's a great film.
Are you guys also ready if this takes off like that? Are you guys, ready to deal with becoming, worldwide superstar?
I think that's something you can never be ready for. I
Think
think
about it.
Yeah, I think
But also, if I was speaking honestly without trying to sound cool or rehearsed, if that's the case, then that means this movie was a big success and people enjoyed it. It made people feel things, and they spent their money well. They enjoyed what they saw. They enjoyed the art, and therefore, we've accomplished what we wanted to, you know. So in that sense, if for me, if I can look at it from that perspective, opposed to the word fame or celebrity or whatever blanket to put that situation under, I think it's a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, it would be like a kind of semblance of success. Like we set out to do this job, and we're obviously all aiming to get the same result. And if that were to happen, if we were lucky enough for people to kind of take it on as well as that, then that to us would be like, pat on the back, guys, you did a good thing.
It's the most gratifying thing, at least for me, and I'm sure for all of you guys, about our job is that we get to hopefully touch people, and that would sort of be evidence that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know there are already plans for sequels if the film does do well. Can you say it? You can't say it.
I just shook my body, which I don't know. Maybe it's like some sort of, maybe it's like a.
It's a visceral reaction.
Yeah.
Like, shimmy means don't ask me that question.
Wiggle out of this one.
Did you guys talk to the author about your characters at all? Or did you sense that
She came to set.
Yeah,
it
the
was
first time I
really
spoke to
great
him was on
to
set.
meet her. I remember the